What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so last night, the second matchup and the last game played in the play-in tournament involved the Memphis Grizzlies and the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the Dallas Mavericks, in particular, Klay Thompson, really, got revenge against the Sacramento Kings with a victory over them. Of course, you may recall Klay Thompson in his very last game with the Golden State Warriors had an atrocious 0 for 10 performance. He was able to get a revenge with a nice shooting game against them. And in the other matchup earlier this week, the Memphis Grizzlies played the Warriors. That was a matchup for the 7th spot. The Warriors beat the Grizzlies, but the Grizzlies still had a shot at the 8th spot with a matchup with Dallas. So if you were rooting for Dallas to make some sort of Cinderella run, it's not to be. As Memphis just had too much firepower and the loss of Kyrie Irving was just too much. Of course, Kyrie Irving earlier this year or a couple weeks ago, really, I think he injured I think it was ACL, and he's out in first of the year. So anyway, the final score in this game was 120-106. And as a result of this victory, the Memphis Grizzlies will face the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round of this year's playoffs. And as far as performances go, Anthony Davis had 40 points on 16 of 29 from the floor, 2 of 7 from three-point range, 6 of 8 at the line. Has anybody else noticed? I know he did take a lot of threes, but has anyone else noticed that since Anthony Davis has gone to the Dallas Mavericks, he hasn't been shooting as many free throws as he was with LA on a minute basis or night-to-night basis? You notice that? Well, anyway, he had 9 rebounds in the game. Klay Thompson had 18 points on 7 of 15 shooting, 4 of 11 from three-point range. Only 0 of 1 from the free throw line. And they're pretty much the only consistent performers for the Dallas Mavericks. The Oklahoma City Thunder, getting ahead of myself here. The Memphis Grizzlies had 6 players in double figures in this contest. Jaren Jackson Jr., 24 points on 10 of 18 shooting, including 4 or 5 from three-point range. And Edey had, I think he had 15 points, 7 of 9 shooting, 1 of 3 from the line, 11 rebounds, and 2 blocks. John Morant only shot 7 of 24 from the floor, but it didn't matter. 22 points. And Desmond Bane had 22 points, 8 of 15 shooting, 3 of 6 from three-point range, perfect 3 of 3 at the line. And the Memphis Grizzlies, who, of course, about 2 weeks ago fired their head coach Taylor Jenkins, are playoff bound. And, honestly, I don't really see them having much of a shot at all at beating OKC. I keep saying OKC, goddamn. Oh, yeah, all right. God, I'm off my game this morning, man. I am off my game. It's fucking cold, man. I don't see them having a shot at beating OKC. For some reason, when I said OKC, I thought I was saying another team in my head. But anyway, I don't see them beating OKC in this series, upcoming series. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 4. I might give OKC, the Grizzlies 1 loss. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 4-1. But I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the Grizzlies get swept in this series. Maybe it will be surprisingly competitive, but I don't think it will be. I think it's going to be a relatively high-scoring affair. What I think is going to happen in this series is I think there's going to be a couple of games where OKC is playing with their food, and then they're going to pull away in the second half. I wouldn't be surprised if that first game that they play will be a blowout. I mean, I think they might beat the hell out of the goddamn Grizzlies, beat their ass, 25 points or more. Second game, you know what I'm saying, might be closer, but I think they'll win. Third game, they might be behind. I'm talking about the Thunder, but I think they'll win. Fourth game, gonna be an absolute blowout. That's how I see it. I know that sounds like I'm pulling out of my ass, but that's just the rhythm of how some of these games, you know, some of these playoff series go like that. You know what I'm saying? I think the Thunder are just too talented. They're too talented, too deep, too hungry, and they have the guy who I believe is the MVP. Morant, you know, I think he'll put up some numbers. I think he'll average about 25 points a game or something like that. Uh, you know, have some interesting celebrations. I wouldn't be surprised if this series gets a little bit chippy, but ultimately, I think the Thunder will prevail. For the Dallas Mavericks, their season comes to an end. Of course, this is this has been a very tumultuous season for Dallas Mavericks fans. Of course, early February, Luka Doncic was traded, uh, essentially for Anthony Davis, and I think he was also traded for man, what the hell is his name? What's the other guard, man? My God, can't think of his name right now. Um, But anyway, I mean, the Dallas Mavericks have been absolutely just decimated by injuries. Of course, the injury to Kyrie Irving it just sealed the deal. And as far as this season being a total failure, Nico Harrison um, is one of probably the most hated man in Dallas. Um, you know, I was gonna make a Kennedy joke, but I ain't gonna say that. I was gonna say he's the most hated man in Dallas since John F. Kennedy, but well, hell with it. It's been 60 years. He's the most hated man in Dallas since JFK. And the hell, shit. Take a joke. But anyway, that's all I got to say about him. And tell you guys think. And no, that's not uh, a battery needs to be changed in the background. There's something else. Stop being nosy. You've heard these beeps, bops, and bleeps before. I've probably made 8,000, 10,000 videos in this goddamn channel. Stop being a smartass. Man, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.